If I was your enemies, I would stop bothering you. And some of them aren't physically bothering you, but they're putting your name in the atmosphere. And they don't know that by speaking your name and speaking ill of your name is giving God leeway to bless you so much more. Every time they speak your name, God begins to bless you. Every time someone says false prophet, God begins to do all of these fruitful things for you in the presence of your enemies. Because the enemy want to make you look so bad. They want to destroy your reputation so bad. But what they're not knowing is they're coming up against God, and they're trying to call God a liar. And he's not. He's like, I don't do all that. In fact, let me give my children a double dose of blessing, a double dose of anointing. And God's like, every time the enemy goes to speak your name into the atmosphere, they begin to bless you. So everything they're saying that you're not, God is going to give you a million things to say that you are in the presence of your enemies, in the presence of your enemies. So if I was your enemies, I would close my mouth and be quiet, because God is saying it's going to keep rolling. Right now, you're on the God train, and he's saying all aboard, and he's calling his chosen. He's calling his anointed. He's calling all of his children, and he says, get on this train, because for everything that any enemy has ever said against you, I'm about to give you double for your trouble, and I'm about to do it in the presence of your enemies. If I was you, I would begin to shout and rejoice right now, because God is doing the impossible right now, because your enemies had dared to put your name out in the atmosphere and say God is not with you. And God is saying, I am not a man that I can lie. He says that's something that I cannot do. I can do all things, but lying is not one of them. And since you chose my children to play with, I am getting ready to bless my children in the presence of their enemies. So delight now that the enemies have chose you. Delight that they have chose to pick on you. Delight that they have chose to say that you're not this, you're not that. And God says, start delighting, because I'm about to bless you in the presence of your enemies. And every time they open up their mouth to curse you, I am going to begin to bless you. So get ready to collect your blessings, baby.